Morning.
Hi.
You did some pretty dangerous stunt, as we said before. Will we be seeing you in more action-oriented films from now on?
Well, I always enjoy, training for films and stuff like that. Actually, the movie that I did the hardest stunts for was Water for Elephants. I mean, I trained for that movie for 6 months, and I fell off that elephant a million times, and I fell off the horses, and so I got more hurt on that movie, but it was fun. It's fun to challenge yourself physically, and while I'm still young and I can do it and run around, and it's really fun.
Fernando, ela já tá aqui, linda. Pode viajar. Ela já tá aqui, você não viu ela passar. Quem é ela?
And we ended up doing that, and then it was just the director liked it and thought it was funny, so we put it in the movie.
Pessoal, só ia pedir pouquinho para vocês diminuírem pouco o flash, porque tá aqui em cima da gente, tá bom?
Oi, Ricardo Dentro, Correio Brasiliense. I would like to know about, is it intimidating to work with a director with a high, that is always high at the top and the rank of communication among large audiences? And in terms of action, do you believe he has given you a little bit of break if you compare with Charlie's Angels Girl in action or not?
Yes, I mean, it certainly isn't as rigorous as Charlie's was on those girls. I think they had to do martial arts training and gun training and dancing and all kinds of things. But it was great working with McG. He's enthusiastic, and he's full of life and full of joy and dancing around the set. And if anything, it was more inspiring, because anytime I had to do like a scene where I was dancing around in my underwear, he would do it first. And or if I had to do a sex scene and I was like, I don't know, what do you want me to do? He'd show me. He and Chris Pine got up on the kitchen counters, and he was like, this is how I want you to look. And so it was, yeah, it was great. And the boys are actually really funny, and they were great with each other and making up lines, and yeah, improvising with each other, yeah.
Só o pessoal que está tirando foto, vamos segurar pouquinho o flash, tá bom? Obrigado.
Hi, Reese, I'm Carol. How was working with Chelsea, since you already said that? The dancing film, the scene where you dance in popcorns and you make popcorns, how was it for you? Because you said you do that at home. How much of fun was that for you?
It was really fun. We came into work that day, and he said, I want to do something different with this sequence. I want to just film it all in one take, and I want to have the boys coming in and hiding, and then you walking through, and I think it'll be really cool. And he's like, what do you want to sing? I was like, I don't know. And he said, what's the first song that comes to your mind? I said, this is how we do it. He's like, okay. And so we just rehearsed it, and it ended up being really fun. And then he made me, he was like, I was wearing these pajamas, and he made me take off my pants. He was like, you won't see anything, I promise. I was like, okay. But it was fun. He kind of pushed me. He was like, I want you to be sexy in this movie. I want you to, really push the idea of what people think you do. And that was really fun. And then Chelsea was great. I mean, she's just a great girl. She's so funny, and she just came on set and immediately started improvising with everybody, and she had us cast a guy to be her husband so she could eat those Cheetos off of them and stuff. And she was great. She was just really funny and fun to be around.
Thank you.
Was the popcorn scene in one take?
Yeah, we did it all in one day. We probably rehearsed it for 2 hours, and then we shot for 5 hours. And that was probably like take 17 or something. Because the boys would, Tom Hardy was rappelling on a wire down the side of the building, and then he'd fall, or the harness, and then Chris had to hide. It was just a mess. And then I'd run into them, and then you could tell I could see them, and it ended up turning out into a cool sequence, so I'm happy.
Próximo.
Director, the actors, or the character, what makes it?
Water for Elephants, when they sent me the script for this movie, and I thought it was a nice, just completely different kind of film. You know, the other was a period romance, and I thought this would be a fun opportunity to mix comedy and action, and I'd never really done that before. So I'm always trying to find something that surprises people, like just doesn't look like something I ever did before. So just trying to keep it fresh for audiences.
You have any kind of genre or something that you haven't done yet and you want to do it?
You know, I would love to do
Horror?
I'd love to do a scary movie. I love scary movies. Those are my favorite kinds of movies, and I just haven't found one that I feel like would be right for me. But yeah, I love like Nicole Kidman and The Others, or Naomi Watts in The Ring, or something. I think those movies are really cool.
Hi, good morning. My name is Carla. I work for Jornal Extra. The movie was not that well received by the critics in the United States. How do you deal with that? Do you read everything people write about you and about your movies? How much do they upset you or make you happy?
Well, I think you make certain films for... I don't think you make every movie for critics, to be honest, totally. I think I grew up in the middle of America, and most of the movies I saw as a child in the movie theater were not critically well-reviewed films, you know, but didn't sort of diminish the experience of seeing a great popcorn movie. And I believe, like, there's all different kinds of movies you make in your career. You make, you know, artistic films, Oscar-winning films, you make popcorn movies, action movies, comedies. I mean, certainly a lot of my comedies haven't been well-reviewed, and they're still funny. So I don't really pay attention. I don't really read things about myself. I don't really look at anything, because honestly, yeah, some of it can really hurt your feelings. So if you look hard enough on the internet, you can really have a bad day. I try not to, unless I'm having a really crappy day and I want to feel worse about myself. I'll Google myself, and I think, I don't think I'll ever do that again. That's a really bad idea. But no, I feel like the majority of experiences is like audiences love the movies, you know? People like to go and escape and have a good time.
Hi Reese, my name is Larissa from Me Entertainment. We heard that you're starting your own production company.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about it? Can you tell us about the role of women in the film industry a little bit?
Certainly. I just started a production company a couple weeks ago with a partner of mine, and her name is Bruna Papandrea, and she's a great producer who's produced movies like Milk and All Good Things, and she has a movie coming out called Warm Bodies, and we're just very like-minded in that we want to create more opportunities for female screenwriters and female directors, and we're just very driven by the idea that, you know, it's not the easiest thing for women to break into Hollywood, and I would love to help facilitate that for people. And that's not to say I don't want to make movies that men write and men direct, but it's a unique opportunity that I have to help people get their films made, and to find things that I feel really passionate about. So I'm excited. It's going to be the start of something really fun. Thank you.
What kind of scripts are you getting these days?
Oh, all kinds of things. We've optioned an incredible young adult novel, a series of novels about with a really strong female character at the center of it, sort of a little warrior, which is great. And then an incredible story based on a book called Wild, about a woman who hiked the Pacific Crest Trail by herself when she was, you know, just sort of at the end of sort of a tragic personal experience. And I don't know, just different kinds of personal stories, big stories, anything that kind of speaks to us.
Aish from Cinepop. Woody Allen said once that want to work with you. So what do you think about it? And if you have a list of directors that you want to work someday?
I'm sorry, who said?
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Oh, Woody Allen, right. I know, that's so flattering. He's told me that a couple of times. I'm like, great, put me in a movie. I loved Midnight in Paris. I thought it was amazing. And Vicky Cristina, of course, I love it. I would love to work with, there's so many great people. Alfonso Cuarón would be wonderful. David Fincher, I think, is amazing. There's so many great screenwriters, too, who I love. Aaron Sorkin and Steve Zalian and John Logan. Gosh, I could go on and on. Yeah, it's lots of people.
So sometimes you see a movie and you go, I want to be there.
Yeah.
I never even got that part.
Yeah. You mean if I should have gotten a part that somebody else got?
No, you go to the movies and you see something, you're like, I wish I was there.
You know what's weird for me is like I never envy women in movies. I always envy men. Like I see Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. I'm like, I could do that. Nobody called me to do that part. I could do that. So I don't know. I have like a little twisted in my mind. My favorite actor growing up was Jack Nicholson. I always wanted to have Jack Nicholson's career. I mean, the people that he worked with, the performances he gave, he played crazy characters, and he played just kind of normal guys. And I think he's had just an incredible body of work, and he's a real character actor.
And how was it working with him?
It was incredible. I had a great time. Yeah, I didn't get to have many scenes with him, but I got to hang out with him and hear all his cool stories. There's a lot of good stories.
Do you have rules when it comes to work? I mean, you're traveling around right now. You say to people, I only travel for 2 months, or I have to come back home and stay with them for a week. I'll never shoot 12 hours in a row because I have to be with them. What are your rules in work?
Oh, that's a good question. It changes every year. Because when they were little, they'd come with me on every movie set. And now it's a little different because they're older and their school is important, and I want them to feel like their books are in the same place, and you know, the teachers are the same, and their friends are important. So what I'll try and do, like when I was in this movie, is I'll work 5 days and then I fly home, which is exhausting, but you know, it's so that their lives aren't that different. And I try, you know, I don't do that many movies, honestly. I do maybe 1 movie a year. And I could make 3 and 4 movies a year, but ever since I had children, you know, 400 million years ago, I always, you know, at this point in my career, I could have made twice as many movies, but I made a choice to be a mom the majority of the time. So it makes it harder, too, because you make movies and you think, oh, there's more feeling in it, like, oh, I hope it does well, you know, because you only have 1 movie. But it's okay. It's actually worked out. I'm very happy with the choices I made, so I feel good about it.